Chapter 12. The Force of Cheerful Expectancy. The habit of expecting great things from ourselves and expecting the best to come to us brings out the best within us and attracts the best toward us. Anyone can get a no for an answer. A negative attitude tends to draw negative results, and most people fall into negativity without even realizing it. If I were running a school of salesmanship, I would make the philosophy of expectancy a core subject. I would take every chance to emphasize the value of expecting success, expecting to achieve, expecting to win, until that belief became second nature to every salesperson. When I was a boy, I used to go trout fishing in a rough New Hampshire stream with a well-known fisherman. He understood trout, their habits, their hiding places, and where the big ones waited. I would fish on one side of the stream and he on the other. He always caught as many trout as he could carry, while I caught very few. Before casting his line, he'd confidently say he expected to bring in a good catch. Every time he threw in his line, he expected a trout. I, on the other hand, didn't have that knowledge or confidence, and I didn't expect to catch anything. As a result, I rarely got a bite while the fish seemed drawn to his hook. That's the difference between a top-tier salesperson and a poor one. The first knows their business inside and out and expects to succeed. They approach prospects like a winner, confident and in control. The other doesn't believe in their ability, goes in doubtful and nervous, and naturally fails. Always approach every prospect with courage and confidence, feeling at your best both physically and mentally. You must be hopeful. You must expect to close the deal. Doubt, fear, or anxiety will sabotage your sale because whatever's in your mind will be felt by your customer. Our moods are contagious, so are our doubts and fears. If you carry your goods as if in a hearse, you will never sell them. Don't greet a customer with a long face as though you've just returned from a funeral. Remember, you're a salesperson, not an undertaker. Approach every interaction with energy, optimism, and good cheer. If you're a true winner, your entire presentation will reflect your quiet determination to win the prospect over, no matter how resistant they may seem at first. There's a lot of truth to the saying, if you can't learn to smile, you can't learn to sell. The best salespeople are always cheerful, optimistic, and full of hope. They know the commercial value of a smile and of a pleasant manner. Optimism is infectious. Everyone enjoys being around a bright, positive personality. I once knew a young man who didn't appear especially gifted but earned a $15,000 salary because he had a genius for making friends. People were drawn to him as naturally as iron is drawn to a magnet. Wherever he went, on a train, in a store, or in a hotel, he attracted people. Everyone wanted to be near him. He radiated genuine warmth, goodwill, and cheerfulness. There was nothing fake about him. He truly liked people and wanted to help them. He wasn't the most skilled businessman, yet customers looked forward to his visits and would say, "Isn't it about time for Charlie to come around? It does you good just to see that fellow. He's pure sunshine." Everyone on his western route knew him. Hotel clerks saved rooms for him. Waiters made sure he got the best steak, just because he was such a good-hearted guy. Wherever he went, doors opened before him. He didn't have to push. His good nature cleared the way. Sheer determination can sometimes make an average person a fair salesperson, even without charm or charisma. But when strong determination is combined with a pleasant personality, genuine manner, sunny outlook, honesty of purpose, and cheerful confidence, those qualities win big every time. Everything depends on your mindset when facing difficulties. If you begin timidly admitting defeat before you start, you're doomed to fail. That inner attitude lacks the magnetic power that attracts success. Sometimes a book agent comes into my office and I can tell right away he doesn't expect to make a sale. He enters nervously apologizing, asking for just 2 minutes of my time. He's already lost his chance by making a poor first impression. He's defeated before he starts. Then another type of agent arrives, confident yet modest, cheerful, and engaging. I almost always buy from him whether I need his product or not. His confidence and upbeat spirit win me over immediately. Dr. Frank Crane, in his article, A Consumer's Views on Salesmanship, gives this advice to salespeople. First of all, be good-natured. I confess that 9/10 of what gets me to buy is the seller's ability to make me feel good. Cheerfulness and signs that you enjoy life are better than a recommendation letter. Don't get too personal. Let me talk about myself and look interested, but say as little about yourself as possible. Take an axe and chop the word "I" out of your vocabulary. Just keep me in good spirits. When Dr. Crane says jolly the customer along, he doesn't mean being shallow or deceitful. He means making the customer feel good, showing genuine interest in their problems and importance. If you truly believe that you'll make the sale, that faith will transfer to your prospect. Confidence, backed by polite persistence and cheerful energy, inspires belief, and belief draws results just as doubt invites failure. Chapter 13. The Gentle Art of Persuasion. When I was editor of a major magazine, I sent an assistant to interview a young man who had been remarkably successful in life insurance to learn the secret of his rapid rise. When my assistant came back, I asked if he had gotten the interview. "No," he said, "but the insurance manager persuaded me to take out quite a large policy." This was a triumph of the art of salesmanship. The insurance man actually made his would-be interviewer forget why he had come and led him to buy something he had not previously considered, yet something that was undoubtedly to his advantage. Why is it that one person can so easily change our whole mental attitude and make us willingly do something we had not even imagined doing an hour before, and thought we never could do, while another might talk to us endlessly about the same thing and never move us at all? Why is it that one person convinces us we ought to buy something we were sure we did not need or want, and had sworn we would not buy under any circumstances? Because that person is a master of the gentle art of persuasion. We rarely realize how large a part persuasion plays in our lives. Clergy, teachers, lawyers, business people, salespeople, parents, each is trying to persuade, to influence, to win others over to their way of thinking, to their principles, to their ideas. Some people are so tactful, so bright, cheerful, and attractive that they never have to force or even formally ask for entry anywhere. Doors open wide to them just as we invite beauty and sunshine into our minds. Their very presence soothes and pleases. They know how to persuade almost without saying a word. Of the many elements that make up scientific salesmanship, none is more important than persuasion. A salesperson often finds that a potential customer's mind is completely opposed to him. The prospect believes he does not want the merchandise and is firmly resolved not to buy. He braces himself against any possibility of being influenced. Yet, a little later, he cheerfully buys and pays, fully convinced that he really wants what he has purchased. His entire attitude has been changed by the salesperson's persuasive skill, exercised through a series of logical steps, each taken in order, without which the sale would have failed. The first step was to get his attention. Without that, nothing could be done. This alone is often difficult, getting the attention of a man determined not to look at your goods, who has already decided not to buy and is braced against you. But a good salesperson does not try to persuade anyone to buy until he has not only secured attention, but also created real interest in his proposition. Then he awakens the desire to own what he is offering, and once that desire is aroused, the sale is practically complete. I was recently talking with some friends about the rapid rise of a young salesman whose success surprised everyone who knew him. One friend said the whole secret lay in his extraordinary power to persuade people, to change their minds, to make a prospect see things from his point of view. He said he had never met another man with such remarkable success in getting others to think as he did. And that, he added, is the essence, the very heart, of salesmanship, the power to make another see things as we see them. Persuasive power, the ability to win others over to our way of thinking, is not a simple trait. It is really made up of many admirable qualities that belong more to the heart than to the head. It is one of those lovable human qualities that often succeed where mere brain power would fail. The best and most successful teachers are not always the most learned, but those who reach the hearts of their students, whose kindness, personal interest, and sympathy inspire them to do their best. The same qualities that make the best teachers, apart from scholarship, also make the best salespeople. While education and intelligence are indispensable, it is not so much cleverness or cunning that wins, as the warm human qualities that make a salesperson both popular and successful. There is a sort of hypnotic influence that sometimes passes for persuasiveness and may bring early orders, but it is not grounded in honesty and, in the long run, seriously harms a person's business. A magnetic, spellbinding salesperson may at first bring in larger orders than others, but eventually will lose customers and hurt himself and his firm, while the salesperson who may not sell as much at the start will gain more friends and keep his customers. The latter looks after his customers' interests and sells only what it is truly to their advantage to buy. He studies their needs and so wins their confidence and goodwill. The ability to make others think as you do is a tremendous power and carries a great responsibility. If this power is not used kindly and honestly, it becomes a boomerang and hurts most the one who uses it. He will soon be known as a mere spellbinder, and people will refuse to do business with him. Empty chatter and insincere flattery no longer count for as much in salesmanship as they once did. The day is past when a salesperson is judged mainly by his ability to tell amusing stories and crack jokes with prospects. Honesty first is today's business slogan. Spellbinding methods are not in demand. You may and should be as friendly and pleasant as you like, but you must be absolutely sincere. Even when you try to reach a man through his hobby, you must be very careful. If he is shrewd and experienced, he will see through any trick. If he gets the slightest hint that you are trying to string him or detects the least sign of insincerity or slyness, if he suspects any scheme behind your eyes, your game is over. We must first believe in a person's integrity, even at the risk of being deceived, before we allow ourselves to be persuaded to do what we had intended not to do. Today, straightforward, direct talk, and solid facts are what the average business person wants. Yet the truly persuasive person can present those facts in such a way that the prospect feels the salesperson is a friend, acting entirely in his interest. No one likes to feel managed, and no matter how much a man enjoys flattery, he will question your motive if you overdo it. Tactful and fair praise, however, will help your cause a great deal with most people. Remember that your prospect is always on guard against deceit. He will be watching for signs of insincerity. He has no intention of allowing himself to be fooled. Above all, remember there's no substitute for sincerity in any field. Nothing can take the place in our lives of complete transparency, simplicity, honesty, and kindness. The golden rule is the only rule of conduct that will bring true success in any business. Chapter 14. Helping the customer to buy. Satisfied customers are a perpetual word-of-mouth advertisement. Help your customer to buy. Don't merely sell to him. A Quaker merchant who had made a fortune in Liverpool, when asked how he did it, replied, "Buy a single article of trade in which everyone may deal who pleases, civility." This same article of trade was the making of the celebrated Bon Marché in Paris. The clerks in this famous store are trained to show every possible consideration to visitors, whether customers or not. Strangers in Paris are invited to tour the Bon Marché, greeted immediately by staff who speak their language, shown around the entire place, and given every attention without any pressure to purchase. Similar courtesy is extended to visitors in many well-known American stores. It is the service we are not obligated to give that people value most. Everyone expects a salesperson to treat a customer decently at minimum, but the extra courtesy, kindness, spirit of accommodation, patience, and helpfulness, these are what customers appreciate most and what build lasting loyalty to a store. Whether you are a traveling salesperson or working behind a counter, nothing will boost your success more than heartfelt courtesy that comes from genuine care, not just convention. Doing a customer a good turn has turned the tide in many careers. Nothing impresses an employer more than an employee who has won customers' hearts so thoroughly that they seek him out and wait to buy from him, even at great inconvenience. Every employer knows a clerk who attracts business is worth 10 times more than one who repels it. It is said that when John Wanamaker started his business, he paid one salesman $300 in the first year, equal to all his remaining capital, because of the man's remarkable personality and ability to draw and retain customers. I know a man who built a big business largely because he always tries to accommodate his customers, save them money, or help them source items he does not carry. Today, large businesses emphasize pleasing customers, obliging them, and catering to their comfort in every way. Many provide waiting rooms, reading areas with stationery, attendance, even music and entertainment. There is a premium everywhere on courtesy and good manners. They factor into hiring just as much as general ability. Great firms know they cannot sustain extensive trade without courtesy and compete to hire the most affable, obliging employees. They view staff as ambassadors representing the business. They cannot afford to risk their interest with indifferent or unpleasant clerks. Many young people entering business think price and quality are the only factors in competition. Yet customers flock to one store while passing dozens of half-empty ones for a score of other reasons. Many shoppers do not trust their own judgment and rely on the clerk serving them. A knowledgeable clerk can guide a customer subtly through suggestions, expertise on goods, qualities, fabrics, and durability. The courtesy and friendliness of clerks in one store draw thousands past competitors' doors where staff are less agreeable. Everyone values courtesy, an obliging attitude, and personal interest, which go a long way in attracting and holding customers. Most of us will go out of our way to patronize those who show a real desire to help and serve. What holds true for store clerks applies even more to traveling salespeople. The motto of a well-known salesperson, help your customer to buy, don't merely sell to him, is one every salesperson should adopt. Put yourself in the customer's shoes, use your knowledge of their real needs, mix sympathy and helpfulness into your pitch. Share valuable insights from your travels and contacts with other merchants in their field. A sharp, forward-thinking salesperson can greatly benefit customers without breaching confidences by sharing what competitors are doing, the latest ideas in the line, and innovative methods. You might know striking ways to reach the public, display merchandise, arrange windows, or advertise locally. Give every suggestion you can. Even if the customer is strong in many areas, you may spot a gap you can help fill. If he finds you always aiming to assist, bringing fresh ideas each visit, it will be hard for competitors to win his order. He will value a salesperson who offers real help. For example, a salesperson I know for a cutlery and hardware firm specializes in advising on optimal window displays. He tracks the newest trends and shares them. If he sees customers stuck in ruts or lacking good systems, he tactfully suggests cost-saving shortcuts, new filing ideas, or labor-saving devices, without offending. In his quiet, genuine way, he binds customers to him so tightly that no rival stands a chance. He has built such a large territory that competitors have offered him tempting jobs. The unpaid extra service does more to secure and retain his customers than his routine duties. Business owners far from trade centers deeply value this kind of up-to-date help and stay connected to such salespeople. I know a successful merchant so wary of complacency that he periodically invites friends to tour his store for fresh critiques and suggestions. Salespeople should remember they encounter progressive ideas that store-bound customers might miss, and sharing them serves both parties. Traveling salespeople are also traveling business advisors. No quality helps a salesperson more than an obliging spirit, the desire to accommodate and assist buyers. Large wholesalers find it benefits them to support customers' interests in every way, suggesting smart advertising, optimal merchandise layouts, and other key advice. Many even provide financial aid. H.N. Higginbotham, Marshall Field's famed credit manager, was renowned for helping customers, especially those in financial trouble, arranging mortgages, loans, even personal advances. While credit details go to specialists, salespeople often pave the way and ease customer concerns. A large firm's manager once told me he helped a customer secure a $30,000 mortgage unavailable from banks on business terms alone. Many small Western firms view their wholesalers as true friends and turn to them first in tight spots. Hundreds owe their success to jobbers who, often via salespeople, carried them through hard times when banks would not. These firms become lifelong customers and vocal advocates. There are countless small ways wholesalers and retailers can accommodate trade. Stay alert to do these thoughtful favors, which mean so much for little effort. A word of caution on promises. Guard against making ones you cannot keep. In your eagerness to help, do not promise impossible deliveries. You harm yourself, the customer, and your firm. Be accommodating, but use common sense. Your customer may forget much of what you say, but not your time and energy spent showing real benefits, sharing fresh ideas to modernize his business, or explaining how peers succeed. Nothing impresses more than unselfish service. Demand for such salespeople and staff is growing. The era of ruthless dealmakers is over. Today, success is largely the art of pleasing others. Thank you for watching until the end. If you want to go deep down into the rabbit hole of marketing and persuasion, click the link in the description where you will find many fundamental books about copywriting, psychology, and persuasion. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one. See you in the next one.